One of the big problems with a lot of the AI-powered language learning apps and platforms out there is that they tend to be tech first rather than language first. So they built the cool tech. This is cool. How will we use it? Let's do language learning. Well, cool, you can have a conversation, but it's missing a big piece, which is the methodology of teaching languages, how feedback is given, how the lesson progresses, right? The style of teaching, that's often missing. And so I'm going to take a look at something that I think is pretty unique called natural fluency. This is a way to have a lesson with an AI teacher who may or may not look like me, with an AI teacher who knows more about how to teach and can give feedback in a way that can actually help you improve over time. Because again, it's using that methodology of language learning, right? So we're going to take a look at this platform. Full disclosure, I have to say, I've collaborated with them a bit. They have created a teacher based on me that you can try out. Okay, so we're going to take a look at it. This is not sponsored by them, but I have collaborated with them a little bit on this for the custom teacher. Okay, so let's hop over to natural fluency. Okay, so here we are. My name is Luke. I'm learning English. You can learn Spanish, French, Portuguese, German. You can learn other languages. My teacher is Luke. So you have a list of teachers here, and Luke is the American teacher. Okay? And here he is, looking pretty cool, actually. Makes me feel a little silly, but he looks very cool. Let's say I'm gonna do a slightly lower level when I speak. I'm gonna make some mistakes intentionally. And, well, you know what? Let's go with high intermediate, and I'll still make some mistakes. I like the teacher being sarcastic, because I'm often very sarcastic. Okay, and the topic, let's do... Okay, so we have a bunch of different topics we can choose from. These are pretty cool. Let's do fires. Okay, why not? Let's talk about fires. Who doesn't want to talk about fires? And maybe grammar. Let's bring grammar in as well. Now, this is cool. Okay, I have to say this is cool. Correction frequency. So if I want it to be more conversation, then I would go never or occasional. And if I want it to be, more of a lesson with a lot of corrections based on what I'm saying, I want to go very frequent. So I want frequent, and then I'm just going to click Start Class. Here we go.
So, have you ever read any classic literature that made you wish you were living in a different era?
There are some of sci-fi story in the future, set in the far future, about space traveling to the other planet, and it make me wishing that I could live in that time to explore the other world. I read some book from the author called Asimov.
Exploring distant planets in the far future sounds like quite the adventure. Asimov's work is fascinating. Speaking of exploring, have you ever considered writing your own sci-fi stories set in the future?
I don't think I can be a very good writer because my English is not so good, and I think I'm not a good writer in my mother language as well. So I hope I can read more, but I don't think I can write.
Well, being confident in your writing skills takes practice, right? Maybe starting with short stories or even keeping a journal in English could help build your confidence. I have a vocabulary suggestion for you. Using the word recommend.
Okay.
You could rephrase your sentence as follows. And could you recommend something? What's your opinion on using writing prompts as a way to spark creativity and improve writing skills?
I think take the class or use prompt can be a very good idea for improve the writing skill, but I don't have the strong interest to do that because I am very busy with my other hobbies and parts of my life.
Have you ever experienced a situation where someone gave you incorrect grammar advice that you later realized was mistaken?
No, I don't think I had that happen.
Please pay attention to the pronunciation of the word. Happen. Happen.
Ooh, pronunciation feedback.
That's good to hear. It's always important to be cautious of grammar advice.
I can get some insight about things happen in my own life situation. Sometimes we have a feeling that we don't know how to say what it is, or we want to know if others feeling the same way. But reading the psychology and philosophy, you can see other people having similar idea, and it can helping a lot.
I have a small grammar correction for you. You could rephrase your sentence as follows, and it can help a lot. That's a great point. It's truly amazing how literature can provide solace and understanding in our own experiences. Do you have a particular philosophical or psychological concept that resonates with you the most and has had a significant impact on your perspective on life?
Okay, if we scroll down here, we can end. Yes. Now let's see what happens after the lesson here. All right. Now improve your language skills further by practicing writing. Even if it's just a few words, use the prompt below as inspiration or write on a topic of your choice. Imagine you could travel to the future and visit another planet. Describe what you see, who you meet, and how this experience changes your perspective on life. Okay, very cool. I could submit that. I'm not going to right now. I've got spelling, racing letters. Let's check out Grammar Rush. Let's try it out. Okay, so classic sort of, it's the nicest city. This is correct. Basically just checking the correctness of grammar. Let's go next. My son has 9 months. What is incorrect? Right. Okay, here's my class summary. How was your class? Luke expressed his desire to live in a future era, to explore other planets. It looks like I have some reading to do related to the lesson. Interesting. Practice my writing. Vocabulary, uncertain, fatigued, motivated, recommend. Pronunciation, the word lesson. Lesson, okay. Grammar, verb. The verb have. I said the idea of have should be having. Word choice, verb form. Using the base form of the verb help is correct in this context. It can helping a lot. It can help a lot. So some good some good suggestions here that are actually useful, things that I should pay attention to. Maybe should be a little bit more for pronunciation. Some vocabulary suggestions here: uncertain, fatigued, motivated, recommend. Additional resources, and I can also practice writing. So that is pretty cool to have that kind of overall summary. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not sponsored by Natural Fluency, but they did make a version of a teacher of me, which I think is pretty cool to see. The voice doesn't quite sound like me, but they did do some customizations based on some information that I provided. So it's kind of customized. So if you do check it out, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.